Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right in your marriage, but something still feels wrong? Like the love is there, but the connection is distant. Or maybe you're not even married yet, but deep down, you're scared. Scared of ending up in something that looks perfect on the outside, but feels hollow on the inside. If that's you, please stay. Because this isn't just another video about relationships. This is a wake-up call, a mirror, and maybe it's the reminder your soul has been waiting for. Most of us walk into marriage holding onto a dream, but very few walk in holding a plan. We tell ourselves, I just need to find the one, someone who completes me, who understands me effortlessly, who loves like I love, feels like I feel, thinks like I think. We expect harmony, passion, and a kind of happiness that never fades, just like the movies taught us. But then, life begins. And life doesn't follow a script. Suddenly, those cute little differences, they start to irritate. The late-night conversations turn into long silences, and you find yourself lying in bed, back turned to the person you once thought you couldn't live without, wondering what happened to us. If that question has ever echoed in your heart, this video was made for you. Because here's the truth. Most people don't tell you. Marriage doesn't fail because love disappears. Marriage fails because the illusion disappears, and we're not prepared for what's underneath. Let's be honest. We're taught to search for comfort, not growth. We look for someone who feels like home. But sometimes, home was built on survival, not safety. Sometimes, the familiar is the very thing we need to outgrow. We're chasing compatibility like it's a shortcut to happiness. But marriage? Marriage was never meant to be easy. It was meant to be transformational. And transformation is rarely comfortable. Before you even ask, who should I marry? Ask, am I someone worth marrying? Not in terms of looks, status, or skills, but in terms of soul. Because most of us are searching for healing in another person, when we haven't even started the healing within ourselves. We want someone to fix our loneliness, our fears, our wounds. But no one can complete you if you've never truly met yourself. Yes, you've heard it before. Marriage is half of your deen. But do you know why? Because nothing else in life will stretch your soul, challenge your ego, and refine your heart the way marriage does. In marriage, you don't just choose a partner. You choose a mirror. And mirrors, they don't just show you your smile. They show you your flaws, your pain, your pride, your shadow, not to shame you, but to grow you, to invite you back to the version of yourself that Allah always intended for you to become. Sometimes the right partner doesn't feel easy. Sometimes they challenge you, trigger you, frustrate you, but not because they're wrong for you, but because they're reflecting what still needs healing within you. So maybe the question isn't, who's right for me? Maybe the better question is, who helps me become more right with Allah? Because marriage isn't the end of your personal growth journey. It's the beginning of a much deeper one. It's not about finding someone to do life with. It's about finding someone who makes you want to do afterlife better. Every disagreement, every cultural clash, every tear shed in prayer, it's not just hardship. It's a divine invitation, an invitation to surrender your ego, to practice patience, to rediscover mercy, to meet the parts of yourself that only marriage can reveal. And what do you do with those parts? You don't run from them. You witness them. This is where the Islamic concept of muraqabah comes in. It's not just about watching your spouse's faults, it's about watching your own soul in the heat of conflict. What is this moment teaching me about me? That's where growth begins. And from muraqabah, that gentle witnessing of your own heart, comes muhasabah, accountability. Real accountability isn't loud. It's not about proving a point or winning an argument. It's a quiet courage, a willingness to look in the mirror and ask, what can I take responsibility for today? Not, why won't they change? But, what can I change in myself? Now just imagine. Imagine if both people in a marriage did that, truly, honestly, no ego, no blame, just two human beings, flawed, yes, but faithful, choosing to evolve rather than escape. That's when marriage becomes something sacred. No longer just a contract of bodies, but a covenant of souls. A space where hearts soften, pride dissolves, and you're not just returning to each other. You're returning to Allah. Because real love isn't built in comfort. It's built in the quiet, difficult, unglamorous moments when you choose each other, even when it's hard. But what if your marriage doesn't have loud arguments or big problems, just a growing distance? What if everything seems fine, yet something feels off? The love is still there, but the spark, it's fading. Here's something many people never talk about. Marriages don't always break because of what's wrong. Sometimes they fall apart because of what's been ignored. You have the house, the routine, the family photos on the wall. But inside, you feel unseen, unheard, unfelt. You're living like roommates, not soulmates. It's easy to fall into this trap, checking the boxes of adult life, but forgetting to check in with your own heart, with your partner's soul. So pause, ask yourself, ask each other, why are we here? What is the eternal purpose of this relationship? Are we growing, not just in income or achievements, but in mercy, in faith, in gratitude? Because real marriage doesn't just stretch your days, it stretches your soul. It should make you feel safe, yes, but also stretched. Not just loved, but awakened. And whether you're already married or preparing for it, you need to begin here. Know yourself, not just who you present to the world, but who you are in the silence. Spend time alone, not scrolling, not searching for the one, just sitting with your own soul. Ask, what do I truly value at my core? What emotional wounds am I still carrying that might spill into marriage? What patterns keep repeating in my relationships? And most importantly, how is my connection with Allah shaping the way I love? Because what's unresolved will resurface in your marriage. Not as punishments, but as invitations to heal. And no, you don't need to be perfect before getting married. But you do need to be present, aware, humble, actively walking the path of growth. Because when the time comes to choose a partner, don't just look for attraction or chemistry. Look for spiritual alignment. We say, marry someone with taqwa. But taqwa isn't just praying 5 times a day. It's what you do when no one is watching. It's how you speak when you're angry. It's how you treat someone you don't need. Taqwa shows in the unseen moments, the ones that truly reveal who you are. And those qualities? They don't just build a good marriage. They build a marriage that pleases Allah. So if you're serious about love that lasts, this is your sign. Start within. Start today. Because the marriage you're praying for is being shaped by the soul you're becoming right now. Now let's take it even deeper. When you get close to marriage, Don't just talk about plans or families or wedding dates. Talk about vision. Talk about purpose. Talk about the kind of life you want to build. Not just in the dunya, but in the akhirah. Because true intimacy begins with intentional conversations. And here's one of the most beautiful practices you can bring into a marriage. In Arabic, when someone asks, Kaifa halak, they're not just asking how your day was. They're asking about the state of your heart. So what if you and your spouse asked each other every day, how is your soul today? What are you feeling beneath the surface? What are you carrying in your heart right now? Not just, did you eat? Or, how was work? But where are you emotionally, spiritually, deeply? This small act, if done sincerely, could transform a marriage because it creates space for vulnerability, for softness, for safety. It tells your partner, I see you. I care not just about your schedule, but your soul, even if it's just a few moments a day. This kind of presence, this sacred pause, is where emotional connection blooms. And now let's talk about something many fear, conflict. Should we avoid it? Absolutely not. Avoiding conflict doesn't mean peace. It means distance. It means you're sweeping truths under the rug instead of facing them with love. Here's the secret. Conflict is not the enemy. It's the mirror. It shows you where your ego still rules, where your patience still cracks, where your compassion still has room to grow. The goal isn't to eliminate conflict. It's to transform how you walk through it. Because conflict, when met with humility, isn't a crack in your marriage. It's a doorway to deeper connection. It's where you learn how to listen, not just to words, but to wounds. It's where you practice everything Islam teaches us: forgiveness, patience, mercy, tawakkul. If marriage is half of your deen, then this is half of your spiritual training. And nothing trains the soul like friction. So the next time you feel tension, pause, take a breath, ask, what is Allah trying to teach me here? Because every difficulty in marriage isn't just a problem, it's a classroom. And you're the student. So show up, not with pride, not with blame, but with intention, with gentleness, with sincerity. Because in the end, marriage isn't about who's right. It's about who's real, who's willing to grow, who's willing to love. Not just with their heart, but with their soul. So embrace those difficult moments. Don't rush to escape them. Sit with them, breathe through them, learn from them. Ask yourself, what is this moment trying to teach me? Where is my pride speaking louder than my love? What would Allah want from me right now? Not my ego, not my fears, but my Lord. Because marriage was never meant to be flawless. It was meant to be transformational. And transformation doesn't come through perfection. It comes through presence, through effort, through intention, through patience, and through dua. So if you're in a marriage right now, don't panic over the struggle. Don't label hardship as failure. Recognize it as a divine invitation. An invitation from Allah to rise, to soften, to become more merciful, more humble, more surrendered. Maybe the tension in your relationship isn't pushing you apart. Maybe it's pushing you closer to Him. Because in the end, marriage isn't just about romance. It's not just about compatibility. It's not even about happiness. It's about two souls walking each other home, to Allah. And if that message touched you, if something in your heart whispered, this is what I needed to hear, then don't let it stop here. Subscribe to this channel, not for me, but for you. Because this space was created for hearts like yours, hearts that want more than surface-level love, hearts that crave something real, something sacred, something eternal. So join this growing community of souls who are learning, healing, and growing together. Share your thoughts in the comments. Tell me, what part of this message spoke to your heart the most? And who in your life needs to hear it too? Send it to them. Be their reminder. Be their mercy. Because sometimes one video can plant a seed that grows into a new way of living, a new way of loving. And if Allah wills, this could be that seed.